Hey, good morning folks. Welcome to our next exit. It's another month is come and gone, and it's time for a update on our monthly expenses living in our RV full-time. Let me start it off by giving a little background. We moved into our RV a year ago, June 2017, and we started keeping track of our monthly expenses with living this full-time RV lifestyle. We track all of our expenses in Quicken. We import those numbers into an Excel worksheet, and every penny we spend, with the exceptions of gifts and that kind of stuff that has no relation to anybody else, that money, and we have a storage unit in Las Vegas. We spend $3,500 a year. That's not in here. We owe no debt, so we have no credit card payments, no RV payments, car payments, so that's not in here. We belong to a campground membership called 1,000 Trails. We paid $4,000 for that, and that's paid for, so there's nothing about that in here. We pay $612 a year, I think it is, dues on that membership. That is in here. And we have the Trails collection from 1,000 Trails, and that's an additional $200 a year. So that gives us access to several hundred RV parks that we can camp at for free. And so when we go through and talk about our camping expenses, you'll notice that's a very low number. That's because most of the time we're camping for free. If you don't know about 1,000 Trails and want to know a little more, I'll put a link up here. We did a video a month or so ago about 1,000 Trails and how it works, and that'll explain it a lot more. In that video I talk quite a bit about electricity, 30 amps and 50 amps. If you're living in an RV, those are two important numbers, and I've got several minutes trying to explain that, because most of us don't have a clue what 50 amps means, and that's pretty educational. We went to a little seminar at the Escapees rally, and the inventor of the surge protector, Progressive Industries puts out, which is like the best one, he put on a seminar, and I show some of those handouts and some of his explanation. Pretty informative. So that kind of covers it. There's no amortization or depreciation on any of our automobiles or 1,000 Trails. That's a question we get. We do not have a home anywhere. We sold our home. We set that money aside, so when we get tired of RVing, hopefully we can pay cash for our next home. So none of that's in here. We live full-time in the RV, and all of our expenses, you know, from $1 up, are here. So let's start out. So we started out this month, and we were in Hershey, Pennsylvania, right down in here, and then from there we went over to Timothy Lakes South. Timothy Lakes is in Pennsylvania also, and then now we're up at Roundout Valley, and that's a little over 200 miles that we drove in August. One thing I need to point out on the spreadsheet, this column here is our 12-month, what we've spent the last 12 months for each row, for each line item, and then here's our average monthly cost. So this month, for the year, we drove 9,500 miles the last 12 months, and we're averaging right at 800 miles a month. This month it was 216, so we're well under. We moved twice, from Hershey to Timothy, and then from Timothy to Roundout, and we spent 31 nights in 1,000 Trails and 0 nights outside of 1,000 Trails. So that meant no expense for camping all month long. We average 5 nights a month outside of 1,000 Trails. There's quite often 1,000 Trails, they're not always where you want to be, so sometimes you go to a regular independent park so you can get close to people you want to see or things you want to see. But this month we didn't do any. These two rows right here are our diesel fuel costs, average diesel fuel cost per night, and average campsite cost per night. Those are two factors that living full-time RV that you can work with. You can save if you need to save money on your budget. that's where you can say don't move. Get a monthly rate at a campground, or if you belong to 1,000 Trails, just stay in 1,000 Trails. And don't move, so you're not buying diesel fuel. So we track those daily, and then these here are our averages for the year. So for this month, we'll get into our numbers here. We spent on diesel fuel $181. We spent $4,400 in the last 12 months on diesel, and we average $367 a month. This month for diesel, we averaged $5.84 for a day for diesel fuel, and for the year we've been averaging $12 a day, $12.10. So we save pretty good on diesel fuel by not moving so much. Campgrounds, $51, and that's we pay $612 a year in annual dues to 1,000 Trails, and so we divide that by 12 and put $51 each month added on to anything else that we spend for campground sites. So we're averaging this month $1.65 for campsite fees, and for the last 12 months we've been averaging $6.25. So you kind of get how it flows. I'll quit talking about our annual and just stick with our this month. Motorhome repairs, first time in a look at the motorhome repairs we've been hit the last 4 months or so with motorhome repairs. A lot of things have broke down. Most all of them are small, but luckily we're out of that kind of rut. For automobile gas repair, and that's just car gas, driving around, seeing the country. When we go, we pull a car behind us, and then we unhook it and set up the motorhome. Then we can drive the car around to see the local sites and local activities and stuff. Our auto, our RV, and we have $1 million umbrella policy. All those insurances, we divide our total by 12 and put in a couple $100 a month. So it's almost $1,500 for our RV insurance. That went up recently because we changed over and added full-time insurance, because we're living full-time in the RV, kind of like homeowners insurance. We pay $850 a year for our auto insurance, and the umbrella policy is $277 a year. If I add all those numbers by 12. Groceries, liquor, cleaning supplies, and paper. This is everything we buy in a grocery store. We spend $826. No matter what, dog food, paper towels, soap, anything we buy in a grocery store goes in groceries. We drink a glass of wine every night, and whatever, beer, shot of whiskey, whatever on occasion. All of that goes into groceries. If you don't drink at all, there's probably $1,000, $1,500 a year goes into liquor. You can take right off the top of this. We spent $10,000 in the last year on groceries, so you can take that down to $9,000 if you don't drink. In a month, we're averaging $860. Dining out, $263. Pretty self-explanatory. Internet and cell phone, we had a couple of changes there. At Timothy Lakes, we have Verizon. We had poor Verizon service there, and we have a cell phone booster, WeBoost, and that generally helps. And we can get mediocre service, but some of the campgrounds have an internet there in the campground you can buy, and we bought 2 weeks of it for $35. So for our cell phones, we have 2 Verizon cell phones, iPhone 6. We have 2 of those, and they give us 15 gigabytes of high-speed internet hotspot that we can use on our computer or iPads or whatever. So 15 gigabytes each, and then we have 2 Verizon hotspots that gives us 15 gigabytes each. So that's 60 gigabytes of high-speed internet a month that we have. DirecTV, we did away with all of our premium channels, HBO and all that stuff, and just went down to a basic package. So that's gone down from 156, we took it down to 75. Medical, Pearl had what was called frozen shoulders. She went to orthopedic surgeon guy. He didn't have to do surgery. He gave her some cortisone shots and some exercises to do, and she's pretty much healed up. I think she's probably 85 or 90% back to normal. But anyway, apparently we didn't pay all of our Medicare deductible, and we just got a new bill from them, and that's been a couple of months ago when that all happened. So we had to pay that, and then the rest of it, our Part B Medicare is $120. Well, here you go. It says right here, $126. Our Part D Medicare for our drugs is $17. That's each. And then we have a Part G Medigap. Pearl's is $109 and mine's $116. So those are all monthly expenses. That equals $512 a month. And then on top of that, this month we had that deductible she had to pay. Pet care, we took our dog's Tinker, little cockapoo. We took her in to the vet and had her annual health inspection and her shots done here in Roundout. Recreation, we didn't do much. For recreation, we went to Bushkill Waterfalls. I mean, it's not Niagara Falls by any means, but it's an awesome place if you're up. That was close to Timothy Lakes South, and it was only 15 miles away or something. But they built all these wooden walking trail paths that goes up and down the mountain and around the river and around the waterfalls, and I think it cost $15 a piece to get in, but it was a pretty neat place. We would recommend it. Computer, nothing this month. Clothing, Pearl bought something. Mail, we had mail. Our daughter, all our mail goes to our daughter in Nevada, and then she mails it to us, scans it to us, and mails us what we need. So for this month, $27.48. One of our best months we've had in a while. For the last 12 months is right at $45,000, and our average is $37.50 a month. And that pretty much covers our monthly expenses. 12 months, $45,000. So that covers our monthly expenses, $45,000 for the last 12 months. We also do a thing that we call let me get rid of some of these numbers. So we do a thing we call our frugal budget. So if something happened and whatever, we had to cut back some big, you know, the motor home engine blows up or whatever. Anyway, if we have to cut back, we cut what we do, this budget here, as we say, we've blown in 1,000 trails, so we would say if we was on a tight budget, trying to get as tight as we could get, what we live this lifestyle for, we'd cut our mileage in half. At 1,000 trails, we can stay at any park for 3 weeks, then we have to move to another park for 3 weeks. So we'd go somewhere where there's a couple of parks close together and just move back and forth, and cut our mileage in half. So our diesel fuel, instead of $4,400, would be $22,000. We'd take half of it off. Our campground fees, we would still pay our dues, $612, but all the rest we would take out. So we would be able to take out $1,600 and leave in the $600 for dues. We wouldn't take anything out for motorhome repairs. We'd still have that. Our car expenses, our insurance, grocery and liquor, dining out, we'd eliminate that. Internet, we would leave that just like it is. DirecTV, we would totally cancel that. Medical, we'd leave that because you can't cut that back. All these pet care, recreation, computer, clothing, all that, we'd cut all that out. I mean, reality, we're not going to get rid of Tinker, but theoretically, you wouldn't have a pet if you was going down as cheap as you could. And then we'd keep our mail. We figure there's $13,000 of stuff we can live without. So you subtract that $13,000 away. So we figure we could keep roughly the same lifestyle for around $32,000, somewhere between 32 and 44. And You can do it differently. Obviously, it's going to be different numbers for you. A number of people are doing this on less than $30,000, so it obviously can be done. And a lot of people do it on more. But that's where we're at. We're $45,000, and if we had to, we think our frugal budget, we could do it on 32. I hope that helps, and your number's going to be different, but it'll give you a starting point. If you want a copy of our budget, we'll send you, I think the one I'm sending out is for like the last 12 months going up to June. I'm not sending out the newest one just because I have to go and clean up a lot of the stuff and for it. But if you want a copy, I'll put our email address down here, and you can send me an email, and then I'll reply back with a copy of the spreadsheet. I hope that helps. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps us, and it helps get our videos up a little higher. There's been, if you have a question or comment, please leave them down below, and subscribe to our channel. If you want, we put out 3 or 4 videos, 2 or 3 videos a month, I'm not sure, but they're all are kind of informative. So subscribe, and then you can kind of keep up and follow along with our adventure. I want to thank a lot of you. We are an Amazon affiliate. A number of you guys have been buying stuff on through our Amazon account. There's a link below, and if you click on that, it'll take you to Amazon, and then you can go shop and buy whatever you want, and we get a small percentage. It doesn't cost you any more, and what we do with that small percentage is as we meet people, a number of you folks have emailed us, and we get to meet up and see each other, and if you got an interesting story and want to, we'll do a little interview and put it on the channel, and then after the interview we'll use this money here, if we've got any left, and go to town and have lunch or dinner or whatever. So that's what we use the money for. It's just to take out our viewers that do the interviews, to take them out to lunch. And so far we've taken 4 or 5 people out to lunch. It's been great, and plus we get to eat off of that money too when we take them out. So thanks for using the Amazon affiliate. If you decide to get a 1,000 Trails membership, we have a link down below for a company that sells the used membership, campground membership outlet. Or if you go to the video that we put a link up here, it will give you the link to go to their website to buy your campground 1,000 Trails membership. We get us $50 from those folks. We put that in the same fund to take people out to lunch. So we've had 3 or 4 people that use that. We appreciate it, and that's about it. So thanks for watching. Keep the wheels rolling, and everybody stay safe out there. Bye bye.